Hello and welcome back to Chicken for Breakfast, the podcast where we have all the answers to one very simple question.
What's cooking?
That's right. Today's guest is a very talented individual from Cleveland, an artist, a musician, an actor, really just an all-around, well-rounded individual in the industry. Vide, what's up?
Hey, what's the good one, bro?
We out here, we chilling. Thanks for being here, man.
Absolutely. I love that intro too, bro. That's a great
Thank
intro.
Cool. Thank you so much. So, let's jump into, just tell us about yourself. Tell us what's cooking.
What's cooking? I'm Bizak, as he said, he probably hit everything on the mark. I'm an actor. I've been in several movies. Judas and the Black Messiah. I had a feature role in Workout Partners, produced by Brian Berry. I was also in his earlier films, Hey Mr. Postman. I was also in a web series that is also on Tubi, just like those other films called Links and Tributes. Went viral at an early age, 17, doing beatboxing. I switched my content into making skits and, making music. I always was just very, how could I say it? I always loved music. So I started off dancing, really. Started off dancing, and I was dancing heavy. Like I tried to do the Cavs Kids thing. Like I was in a dance group in middle school, and they used to pay us to come to parties and turn them up. It's not a party till we get there. That was an actual saying, for us. But as the years grew on and as we got older, I just transitioned into like making music. What makes the people dance, which is making, dancing don't really make money either. I mean, it does, don't get it wrong. Like certain dancers do. I'm not gonna say that either, but we always wanted to be on this show called America's Best Dance Crew, and that got canceled. After season 2, it was just like trash for real, in my opinion. You see what I'm saying? So he was like, we don't really want to do that. And we started walking in parties, and people would call us like mindless behavior and mid condition and B2K and stuff because we were like a group of 4, and people always had jokes. So we decided to come up with a group name. We called ourselves Blase. And then we walked in the kickback one time, and people started calling us Blase, and then we started making music and traveling and hitting the studio, and we put out some cool songs, and then we started getting good. And I was beatboxing with Malk, and that's how I caught a lot of my viral attention at first. And I transitioned into skits because every time people saw me, they would kind of box me in, you're a beatboxer. So, but I did more than just beatbox.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? So
yeah. So it's you got a lot. You got a lot. Like you kind of jump started at a young age, which is cool. It's cool to get in at 17, 18, right when you're young, because you got your whole life, man.
Yeah.
And so that's really cool. I wanted to talk about Judas and the Black Messiah for 1 second. So we did a production workshop because part of that was actually shot here in Cleveland.
Yeah.
That's really cool that you were in there.
Yeah. It was nice. It was nice. It was a fun time.
Yeah. What was walk me through that? How was that? How did you get there? And then how many days were you there?
Yeah, for sure. So I just saw the casting thing online. Angela Boone, she tweeted out, I need 70 black males and black female actors and actresses to send their stuff in, and I got in. Background roles, but no role is a small role in my eyes because you can easily network and get out that role on set. There, they might bring you on and put you on in a bigger role. I mean, that didn't happen in the movie, of course, but it was fun. Though. It was a great experience. I met Lakeith Stanfield.
Yeah, that's fun.
Before, when I shot for that movie, I wasn't taking acting classes at the time, and I didn't study the Meisner technique, and I really didn't know what it was like to get in the character and be in that character on set. So when I met him, he was in character. He was in that devious character, and I was like, he was real quiet when I met him. He was real just chilling. So, but that was him being in character, because his character in the movie, he was an informant, and he was really just sipping his coffee when I met him, and he was really looking like an informant. But it was good. I met a lot of other cool people on set too, and I was just studying. I studied Daniel Kaluuya when he did the monologue 85 times because in the acting world and the film industry, you gotta shoot stuff over it and over and over again. So That church scene was dope. The scene where he was outside the police station was dope. So yeah, I was in those 2 scenes. So that was pretty.
Well, that's a really fun place to start too.
Mm-hmm.
I actually thought about getting into acting because I did like theater when I was in high school.
Okay.
Which is not a surprise to most people.
Hold on, was it like musical theater?
Yeah.
Stop playing.
Yeah, dude, it was crazy.
You can sing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. I
had to hit a note or something.
Yeah, so I did some musical theater. I every year I had a role. I like to joke I had a dad role every year. I always played like some sort of father.
Uh-huh.
So that's kind of where I kind of sit in the acting role. But I would love to hop in and start taking some acting classes.
For sure.
But I've gotten so involved in being behind the scenes currently that it's just like I don't know that I can just jump into that right now. But I will one day.
You know what? I feel like behind the scenes teaches you a lot too, because you guys see a lot, and without you guys, we wouldn't. The magic wouldn't happen.
I think it's the best place to start
For sure.
And that's no disrespect to like you or any other actors. It's just like you do see everything, right? You see how things are made, so you know, okay, this is how things are gonna run. These are how things are gonna operate. So if I come in as an actor, now I know like, oh, I might be doing nothing all day.
Right.
So it's just one of those things that it's always, and I think most actors should study a little bit of film. Not like, get into the theory or what have you, but like you guys study techniques.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that you also have to learn some of that set etiquette, right?
Absolutely.
Where it's like, hey, these are things that happen. These are things that you got to be ready for.
Right.
I'm sure there's certain rules that you learn as an actor as well.
Oh yeah, for sure, definitely. Yeah, it's a lot of rules that go on set. Like, don't come intoxicated, don't come drunk. I remember one of my coworkers actually that I work with. He went to a set intoxicated. Well, he was waiting around. He was like, "Yeah, it was my first time, and I was waiting around, and it was just a lot of waiting." And I'm like, "Bro, that's what happens,
Yeah, man.
And he was like, "I went to the bar down the street and I came back, and then they sent me home." I'm like, "Yeah, bro, that's what they're gonna do.
Yeah,
you're peeled back out of your mind, gang. Like, what's going on?"
Like that's not even to me that's not even like as an actor. Like that's just in general.
Exactly.
Like you gotta be professional. You gotta know the time, the place. You gotta read the room. You got obviously like you're not gonna hop on a podcast under the influence. You're not gonna do anything. You're not gonna go to work normally.
Exactly.
So it's like why do you think that would be a good idea?
And then they're gonna smell the liquor on your breath.
It's how it works.
It's wild.
Yeah, but that's a whole nother topic. But
being patient and all of that. So it's a whole bunch of stuff that goes with that.
What's going on, y'all? I'm Magic from the Chicken for Breakfast podcast, and we're heading into season 5 of the podcast on our brand new set brought to you by Studio Zero and iFilm 216. As you know, we're going to have our fan favorites coming back for podcast after podcast, but sometimes this chair is going to be empty, and we need you to sit down and have a conversation. If that interests you, you'll see a button down below that says Learn More. That'll just send us a message letting us know that you are interested, and we'll get you on. Let us know, and we'll see you soon.
You've been in a few movies.
Yeah.
Where do you want to go in the acting career? Like, what's the goal?
I need to be in a lot more movies. I want to be in the Star series, like a hit series. And I'm just like, dreaming here, of course. But I definitely think it's going to happen because my dreams turn into manifestations. I'm talking it too. But I need to be in a hit series. I want to be in an action movie. Maybe, later down the line, be like a villain, maybe like the Marvel Universe or something like that. You see what I'm saying? But that's like later because I feel like once you're like caught in the Marvel, once you're caught in like a superhero or anything, it's hard for people to look at you as a different character. You see what I'm saying? Like Aquaman, he doing like these different roles, and I'm like, bro, it's hard to look at him like not as Aquaman, or sometimes even Thor. But if he's not coming like, but I mean, he cut off his hair though, and I was still looking like, damn, that's Thor though.
Yeah.
But he does good though. He does good stuff. Same with Chris Evans. You see what I'm saying? I can definitely like, okay, yeah, that's not Captain America. Sometimes their range is good enough for them to switch up, but that's not for all people. So I mean, later down the line, I definitely want to do that. I also want to direct too. Yeah, you know.
There you go. Nice.
Direct films. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, just that's about it for sure. I definitely want an Oscar. Gotta get an Oscar.
Got you.
You see what I'm saying? That's one of the goals.
I like what you just said about seeing certain actors as certain characters, because I think while you were saying that, one of the biggest ones that comes to mind is Tony Stark.
Oh my gosh.
So Robert Downey Jr. I remember he's done it. You know, he did a few movies before Iron Man. He did. I think he did Oppenheimer as well. Everyone was like, "Oh man, that's Iron Man. You can't have anybody else."
Yeah.
So I think that he's in the Marvel universe. He's one of those two where it's like, I'll never see him as anything other than Iron Man.
Oh man, when they killed him off, that was tragic.
Man,
his death was like, oh.
Yeah, tragic. I remember watching that for the first time and just being like, oh, what?
Right?
Huh?
I was like, Tony, why
you? Yeah. So you like Marvel movies though?
I do like Marvel movies a lot. DC, man, they got some work to do. Blue Beetle was good though, in my opinion. That was probably one of the upper level DC movies. Batman was cool too. I know that was his second year being Batman, so you know I was giving him some grace.
Yeah, I'm glad we have a Marvel. You know, I'm like solely Marvel. We talk about this all the time. Marvel is where it is at.
Yeah, it is.
I think they've been dropping the bag. They've been fumbling a lot lately. But,
yeah. Hopefully they pick it up with the Wolverine.
Oh please,
Deadpool.
Please. I actually haven't seen Deadpool 2, so I
don't.
Yeah, I need to hop in. I just, you know, I think there's some characters where it's like it's kind of hard to get behind them.
Yeah.
You know, just because Marvel and superheroes are more kid friendly and stuff, and Deadpool is an anti-hero who's more, you know, to say the least, more adult friendly.
He is, for sure.
So let's move into, you know, we're still kind of talking about movies and stuff, but let's move into, like, we were talking off screen. You mentioned that you like going to the movies a lot.
Yeah.
Which is cool as an actor. You know, you got to research, you got to know your stuff.
For sure.
Follow the industry. What kind of movies do you go to watch? And you also told me that you go on Thursdays.
Yeah, I like going on Thursdays because I like going to see the movie before it actually comes out when it comes out. So, you know, in my opinion, that's like my own little premiere. I get to do my own little premiere thing. But also before social media gets a hold of it, because Twitter is one thing, and once the movie hits, you know, the air and social media gets a part of it, they spoil a lot of the movies. Yeah. You know, they can put whole movies on Twitter now. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not calling it X because, you know, I grew up on Twitter.
Absolutely.
But, yeah, I feel like they just spoil a lot of stuff. You see what I'm saying? I remember when Avengers did come out and somebody tweeted like, "Oh man, Tony Stark died," and I was like, "I'm glad I saw that on Thursday," because he tweeted that like on like Friday or Saturday, and it was like, "Whoa, bro!" And people were like so mad at him.
Yeah.
And I was like, "See, that's why I go on Thursdays." But the type of movies I see, I would go see like, I like action movies. I like going to see animated movies too, good ones. I went to go see Into the Spideyverse in the movies. So many, bro. So many. A lot of those stuff come on streaming services too. So when I go to the movies, I'll be like, I could have waited, but again, I don't like waiting. I like going to see them.
I don't like the feeling, right, of having to be like, oh, I can't go. Like one of the big ones that comes to mind is Spider-Man. The most recent one, No Way Home or Far From Home or whichever one it was, where they had all three of them in there.
Yeah.
There were so many spoilers.
Oh, for
sure.
There
were so many spoilers. It was like you can't go on TikTok, you can't go on Instagram, you can't go on any social media.
Not at all.
Before you go to the movies to see this thing, because it will not end well.
Yeah.
And you know, some people don't care about spoilers, but I think a majority of the population.
Oh, I get mad. Yeah. That's a thing.
Like don't ruin a movie for me.
Oh my gosh! Why are you trying to ruin the movie? Is that like? I think that's just like a mood killer, for sure.
100%.
You know, like I think, and I went to go see that Spider-Man late, so I didn't go on Thursday that day. That time that came out, I actually waited till Tuesday, Wednesday. So like you said, there was a lot of spoilers when that came out, and I had to stay off social media for all of that, like at least a week.
You go in your house, you lock all the doors, you close all the windows, you put your phone off, and you're like, I'll just wait till Saturday. No one talk to me until Saturday.
Exactly.
Because like even in person, like if someone had seen a movie before you, please stop spoiling movies for people. Like if you see the movie before other people, don't tell me about the movie.
What's wrong with y'all?
Yeah, come on, tell them. It's the worst, man. It's honestly, and again, some people don't mind, but I've noticed it with a lot of TV shows too, where it's like, hey, did you see the latest episode of? No, not yet. Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
Don't tell me.
I know Game of Thrones was a big one. I've never seen that show, but that was a big issue.
I actually have to watch that, but yeah, like you said, I haven't even watched that yet. People are like, oh my gosh, if you watch Game of Thrones, the ending will ruin it for you. There's no point in watching it because the ending was so terrible. I'm like, man. And honestly, me and my girlfriend had this talk, like, we gotta stop listening to other people's opinions when
100%.
we see them on social media and just go get your own opinion for yourself. You see what I'm saying? Don't let anybody's opinion persuade you on what a movie or a TV show is. You see what I'm saying? Just go check it out for yourself because you might have a different opinion on the film.
Absolutely. Well, that's also that social media influence.
Exactly.
Every single thing. It's actually the worst. We talk about social media a lot too, but it's just, it's one of those things where I definitely agree. Not just movies, but social media.
With anything.
Yeah, with anything. Just
for sure.
Have your own opinion. Be your own person.
Like the list with the restaurants? I like the Cheesecake Factory. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's good stuff on there.
You saw that too?
Yeah.
That was crazy.
That was crazy. It was a lot of cool stuff.
All right, so the last thing I want to jump into is you as an artist and a musician. We've seen you live. We've seen you host a music show. We've seen you perform on a music show.
Yeah.
It was surprising to me, and surprising in a good way, the music style and the genre that you are a part of. It was really cool. So, how did you get into that genre of music, and what makes you want to perform that?
You know what? Coming from a performance mindset and having a performance body already, I always wanted to make turn music. Also, being in a group, we always wanted to make like just music that moved people. Once artists came out like X and Ski and Uzi, they had a big influence on us as well. Of course, we just thought the new age rock star was the move, and we were already dressing uniquely. So that kind of influenced our genre of music as well. Also, I hate when, this is my personal opinion, I hate when people just stand up and just perform with no just be boring, not come alive. I come alive on stage.
That is true.
You see what I'm saying? So I turned up, and just making sure I'm a crowd pleaser, because that's what people came to do, is enjoy the people that are on stage and for them to have a good time as well. So that's what I want to do. Or try to do in my music. You see what I'm saying? And that's what I try to go for.
So, for context for people who just listen to the podcast, what kind of music do you make?
So, I rock out, but hip hop for sure. You see what I'm saying? Zine, we made up our own genre called Zine. So it's kind of like a mix. It's a mix. It's like a alternative rock, I would say. Hip hop, rock, and all of that, just melodies. You see what I'm saying? Groovy music, fun. Feel good. Real nigga stuff.
Real. It was when your stage presence is really good, and it all makes sense right after we talk about acting and this and that and whatever else. But it makes sense that your stage presence is so high, high energy. So like it was crazy in there, man.
Thank you.
It was crazy, especially like because I edit, so we were editing something that you were in too.
Yeah.
And it was just like every time, man. It was awesome.
Thank you very much.
So where can we find you?
Yeah.
Like you kind of hinted at something off screen too.
Mm-hmm.
You got some new music coming out soon.
Yeah, for sure. You can follow me on the gram at Bizak. You can find me on TikTok at it's Bizak. I'm sorry, at Bizak Live. I changed my TikTok name. YouTube, Blase Bees. No, I lied. Actually, my YouTube name is at Bizak, but that link is in the bio. You can just find that all on my Instagram page at Bizak. Click the link in the bio. My YouTube music video is still doing good. It's Busy Bees. But yeah, new music is on the way. It's coming. The Hive, big season. You know what's going on. It's
nice.
about to get. Yeah, it's about to go crazy.
So, what is your as we kind of wrap up here? What is your biggest like inspiration?
Biggest inspiration.
Like when you wake up, you know, you get to choose between acting and making music and being a social, you know, influencer and content creator. Like that's a big job.
Yeah.
What's your inspiration? What like when you wake up, what do you want to accomplish?
My biggest inspiration would have to definitely be self-happiness for my inner self, because it's setting my future self up for success. And I'll definitely not only do to inspire others. I really want to inspire others to, you know, have other outlets and, you know, just playing sports. But if that's what you want to do, for sure, go ahead. But it's always fun in the art. And I definitely want people to know to be themselves, and it's okay to be themselves too. So I inspire people to just, you know, be happy, and that's what inspires me.
Absolutely, that's a really good answer. I think in the world that we live in, we need to just be able to be happy with ourselves.
For sure,
that's step number one every time.
Yeah,
it's just, are you happy?
Absolutely.
There was really quick. There was a big campaign that I saw a while ago. I think it's a couple of years ago on TikTok. It was called "Are You Happy?" and it was just a dude, and he would go and he would just find a random person on the street, all over the world, and he would just walk up and he would say, "Are you happy?" And depending on their answer, he'd go, "Tell me about it."
Wow.
So it was like this really, and it was, for whatever reason, it was so powerful just to hear people be like, "No." It's like, why not? And then they would explain their story, and then it was one of those things that made me kind of realize, like, kind of what you're saying. It's like, it doesn't matter what you got going on. Happiness, at the end of the day, I think happiness is a choice.
For sure.
If you choose to be happy, you can endure any situation.
Oh.
And it's, you know, it's June, right? So
right.
A lot of things happen in June, and one of them is Men's Mental Health Awareness.
Wow.
So, especially for that, like,
and that's
choose to be happy.
That's big. Yeah, for sure. For sure, men's mental health is big, and I feel like men don't take even a certain mindset in mental health, or think that's a thing. Like, oh, my mental health, I'm good. I can just bottle in my feelings. But as men, we do need to, you know, just uncap our feelings and, you know, talk to somebody. It's always good to talk to somebody. Don't think it's too sweet, or, you feel me, I gotta be tough all the time. It's not. It's definitely good for your mental, and you know, it'll be good in relationships, and not only relationships but for your family as well. So and my other inspiration is definitely doing it for my brother Nan Swoop. He passed away last summer, so he was a big backbone in the group. So we had a mission, and I still gotta complete the mission. And I feel like, you know, he's up there moving mountains. You feel me? That I can't move, but yeah, that's one of my other inspirations too. So
well,
make it proud.
We're all here. We're all here supporting you, watching your career take off here.
Appreciate that, bro.
Thanks for coming on, man.
Absolutely,
thanks for being
bro.
here.
Thanks for having me, bro.
So the outro is gonna go. Well, that's gonna wrap it up. Thanks for being here. The main thing is I'm gonna say, and remember, chicken is a soul food. And then you'll say, and breakfast is the most important meal of the day. And then I'll close out the show. It's just a nice, fun little outro we got. So let's do it.
Let's do it.
Well, that's going to do it for today's episode. B-Zach, thank you so much for being here, man.
Thank you for having me.
It was a blast. We got to get you back on.
Yeah, absolutely, bro.
We'll be following you. And remember, chicken is a soul food.
And breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
So why not start your day out right with chicken for breakfast? See you next week.